Welcome to Aesthetically Speaking with Felicia Lisa Middleton, presented by Urban Aesthetics, where we love buildings.
We are here today with Jackie Ball of Baller Business Professionals, who is also a realtor.
Yes.
Jackie and I met at a networking event, and we had a lot of conversations going via social media and via the networking event about the real estate industry and also real estate ventures that both of us are involved with, connected with. And I invited Jackie on just so we can get our conversation continuing about gentrification. Now, I'm sure you've seen a lot of this is a silly thing to even say. Have you seen a lot of gentrification going on in Philadelphia?
we're on the map, and
isn't that awesome?
It is awesome.
It is.
And we're doing a lot of gentrification to the point where Philadelphia is doing more gentrification, or has done more gentrification, at least 2 zip codes in our area. Than what's been done across the country.
Wow. Now, can you just give us, this is why I love being connected with real estate professionals, because they have the inside skinny. So tell me the zip codes. Can you tell me?
Yes. One zip code is 19123.
Okay.
The other zip code is 19146.
Now, 23 is North Philadelphia?
Of course.
And 46, of course, is South Philadelphia. We know that. And 23, now is that the Sharswood part of North Philadelphia? Or
it is,
okay.
And it moves closer into the 22 area, which is near Temple University. So, and we see it's still ongoing, the gentrification there.
Temple's done a lot. I went to Temple, so I'm still proud of the good stuff that Temple's done. I know that they've taken some heat, but I see it and I have a sense of pride.
And you should, and we all should. We really all should. I mean, because we hear gentrification and sometimes it has negative connotations, but there is a level of positivity there that has exploded in Philadelphia, and we should all be happy and proud about it.
I agree, because like you said, exploded, and the level of positivity is jobs, education. I was speaking with another guest at one of the other episodes about how he's reinvesting and educating people about real estate. And really, that's one of the biggest things. What's wrong with learning about real estate? I think it's great. It's a great educational field to get into. It's one of the few fields where you can become a professional without even having to go through the full 4 years of college.
That's right.
And look at what you can get connected to. A city like this where all kind of things are going on. So I do love the gentrification. I do hear a lot of the negative now. And I've been writing about the good, the bad, and the ugly of gentrification. And I've seen it all. I've seen the ugly. And my goal now is to turn it around for the good, to talk about the good, to see what we can do to make the ugly better. So I just wanted to hear if you've had any experience with any of the ugly.
I have. I've seen the ugly where I'll give you a real personal experience as well as a professional experience. I have a relative who lives in an area in Philadelphia that she's on several occasions, someone's gone and said, "We will buy your house, we will buy your house, we will buy your house." And she's older, but she refuses to sell at this point, as she should. Why can't she live out her elderly years enjoying her home?
That she's lived in and loved for
forever, and raised her children in, her family, and so forth. And as she does not sell, what's happening is around her, other homes are popping up, and they're making them 3 stories, and they're almost pushing her out of where she is. The ugly is the fact that the taxes for some people who have always had a modest living, right, are now seeing those taxes skyrocket.
Yes.
Whereas the taxes may have been $200 annually on their property. For them, now they're $1,200 annually. So, and for most middle-class families, that's not a lot. But for someone who's elderly and retired, has been on a fixed income, that's astronomical.
Yeah, especially when it happens suddenly.
Exactly.
And I was actually at a neighborhood meeting where just exactly what you said happened. And it was in one of those zip codes that you're talking about. And I actually felt hurt and pain in my heart for the one lady, because she had the exact same scenario that you just gave. And she was she said, now there's a myth, I don't know, well, I won't even call it a myth. There's a possibility that this is a myth, There are people that are getting tax abatements. And she felt like, I've been here for 50 years. I stayed here. I invested. I paid my taxes. I raised children here. My children have purchased homes here. And now people are moving into my neighborhood because so many people are selling and building these 3-story houses with roof decks. And my taxes are astronomical and I can't stay here. I just wish that some politician would come up with some way to help that type of person. Well, find ways that they can maintain and stay there, even if this is going on around them.
Because the value of the homes in those areas are going up, I think the remedy would be to look and see what their equity is in that house and give them a grant based on the amount of equity in their home.
I love it.
Make it so that they have to have been there for at least 30 years.
I love it.
Right? You have a home where there's $100,000 equity, give them $25,000 grant, because that home, as long as they upkeep their home and they use it to upkeep their home, so that could be for taxes, that could be for renovations, but give them a grant, not a loan, off of the equity in their home.
I love it, because that's a way of rewarding people for being loyal to their city.
Exactly.
That's a way of rewarding people for maintaining their home, for paying their taxes, for investing in the community. And that's really what it's all about. I had a guest one week that was talking about the culture of ownership. You want that culture. You want to keep that culture, but you also want to keep the history of the city, and you want to help us to maintain that community that we always had. And yes, new people will come in, and I don't have a problem with new people coming in, but I feel like there's a culture that already exists, and we shouldn't change what culture we had. We helped create this. We helped build this. We also helped love what was already here.
We are this culture.
Exactly.
So we are this culture. This culture is us. And so someone steps in and wants us to be other than us. And we're saying, and we should say, no, let us be us and give us the tools to be us.
Yeah, and help our neighbors. Help our neighbors be a part. And to me, businesses get those kind of grants. To me, if you're able to invest in a business and help encourage a business like Amazon or whatever kind of large business you want to come here, why not invest in a small guy that's trying to just keep their house up and stay where they want to stay? 30 years I think is a long time. And I love that. That's such a great. So now, where did you come up with an idea of that? That?
I've thought about it. I've been thinking about it, and I've seen it. As a realtor, I've seen so many instances where my clients want to buy outside of Philadelphia. They want to go into the counties where the taxes are astronomical. And I say, why not stay where you are? And then I think about those who are already there, and they see the renovations and the rehabs taking place, and their home is not up to what we call par up to speed. So, and they don't have the funds. So I had to come and I thought about it. Why can't we simply give them that grant based on the equity that they have in their home, based on the fact that they paid their mortgage for years and years and paid off their home, based on the fact that they paid their taxes for years and years, based on how they've been a great citizen and they've added to this culture, then why not give back to those who added to this?
Exactly. You've built this, you've helped make this what it is, and now it's time for us to give that love back. I definitely think that's a good thing, because what we're doing now is we're rewarding people who, some of them who own these homes that are being developed aren't even in this city. I have clients who are out of the city, and they're purchasing homes online, and again, I'm not going to knock that because that's helping our economy, but then there's a disconnect. And then that's where you hurt somebody else. You have neighbors that are hurt by that. So let's keep that going. Let's not knock anything that's going to help bring us forward. But also, let's, like you said, reward those that have maintained that history and maintain that culture that we have with our city. And I think that's a great solution. And as a real estate developer, you doing things like the Baller Professionals, bringing us together. I love that. I went to a networking event that Jackie had.
That was in May.
That was in May of 2018. And people used to call me the queen of networking. But I have scaled back my networking like it's not even anybody's business. But I went to that event and I was so recharged. But I also, one of the things that I did love was it was like a pop-in networking event in a great section of Philadelphia, not Center City,
Right.
which is what's huge about Philadelphia.
And that's what I wanted to stay away from with Center City, because we have so many neighborhoods, so many
great communities.
Exactly.
Yes.
And so to bring everyone together, all the entrepreneurs together, all of the small business folks together, to say we have an area where we can relax and yet network at the same time. So we can handle business at the same time, relaxing and saying, woosah.
Yes.
Sharing ideas, right?
Yes.
And then gleaning from one another. And then also grabbing someone else who may have just come into the business and saying, come on, follow me.
And let's see how we can work together. And it was a very diverse crowd, which I did love too.
I was surprised.
I was very happy about that. Philadelphia has a great entrepreneurial community already, and especially among African Americans, it's really a great connection. But also to see the diversity that you had at your networking event, I was really amazed. There was a lot of real estate professionals, people that could work together with real estate professionals, and that just shows you what's going on in our city. Even though gentrification is here, and it might not be going anywhere, so there's no sense in fighting it. Let's just try to make our city a better place to be, and take away that ugly and try to make the ugly better.
Right. Let's go from that success.
Exactly. Let's make that a goal in 2019, and let's have a toast.
Great.
We're going to have a toast to better gentrification in 2019, and we can do whatever we can do to make it better.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, that was good. And thank you again. I'd like to just continue this conversation further than what we're having here. Feel free to join us on social media. Jackie, just give a quick shout out about where we can find you on social media.
So I'm on IG or Instagram for Jackie B Fab Life. You can find me there.
Okay.
I'm also on Facebook. You can find me under Jackie Ball Realtor. I'm on Facebook as well.
Okay, and in this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, comment below. We can keep this conversation going. You can also talk about this video with Jackie on her social media networks, on my own social media networks. And we want to thank you again for joining us and being a part of the conversation. We will continue in 2019 building conversations about Philadelphia locations, and we will find new ways to make gentrification a better way to show our city love.